this platform. Thank you, Matthew sir. Um, Thank you all the participants who have joined on time. So let's respect the time, the teachers who have joined on time, and let's start. So today my topic of presentation is multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary project, especially in social science. But yes, we will be discussing on social science, but if any other teacher who is from other background, it will be helpful for them also. So before I start my session, let's have some discussion and brainstorming about your thought process for project. So when project comes to your mind, what all things you think about, what are the different aspects you think before you give the project? With the help of the chat box, please write your answers in the chat box. My voice is echoing. Is my voice echoing? Hello? Now, Sandhya ma'am,
No, ma'am.
now
It's quite clear.
okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Yes, please, please use the chat box and give me the answer. When project comes to your mind as a teacher, what are your thought process on it? Exploration, yes. Teachers, we can use the chat box if anyone wants to. What is project according to you? Collaboration, yes. Research work, model making, setting the rubrics, survey, yes, Jaya ma'am, perfect. Shishmita ma'am writes setting the rubrics, research work. Students learn to manage obstacles. Yes, innovative using the skills students as per their level. Okay, so you all, whatever you are thinking, as I the teachers who have attended my first training session, there also I have told no answer is wrong. It is our thought process. Whenever the question is being asked, it is always better to give our thought process. Data collection, yes. Innovative using, yes ma'am, Sandhya ma'am. Survey, skill development, learning by doing, yes, these all are the things what we what we expect from our students when we give the projects. So projects are classified into various aspects, the project can be individual projects, the project can be group projects. But as CBSE now, CBSE has come up with a lot of new criteria of judging, but this is, I will not say this is new, because by quite some time the project has been like multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary projects have come into the picture, where all the classes they expect that they need to do. And especially now this year they have come up with grade 9th and 10th, where they have given a specific subjects where they need to do the interdisciplinary. So it is, as a teacher, for us it is very very important that we need to understand the difference between both the things, what is multidisciplinary and what is interdisciplinary. So today my objective of conducting this session is to make clear the difference, making the clear difference between both the things, and to understand how we can make a good project. So let's start the session. So when we talk about, give me 1 minute, I'll be sharing my screen. Yes, I hope everyone can see my screen. Just put thumbs up so that I can understand, and it will be great if you can switch on your video. It will be always nice because we cannot meet offline, but if I can see all of you online, I'll be happy to see your expression when the session is going on. Thank you, teacher. Some of the, let's set some of the ground rules. If you have any doubts, please pen down your doubts, and at the end, during the question answer session, I can take all your doubts. Whenever the question is asked, please listen carefully and use the chat box. Or if I ask you to express your opinion, you can just raise your hand and give your opinion. All the time, we will be muting ourselves so that other participants will not have the disturbance, as well as the speaker will not have the disturbance. Thank you, teachers, for joining. Once again, I would like to extend my grateful thanks to each and everyone who has joined for the session. So, importance of project in social science. As social science, the teachers who are teaching social science, you must have heard lot of times that social science, the students also says that social science is a very boring subject. How we can make interesting? So projects are one of the important aspect where we can make the students interactive as well as taking interest in the subject. Study shows that project-based learning can increase retention of content and improve the students' attitude towards learning. It is a proven statement that whenever students, they do the project-based learning, when they learn with the help of doing the project, their retention is very high. So the any topic, when you just read in the class and you discuss, the retention level is very less. But when they do by themselves, they learn it for their life. So when we talk about project, what is project? Project means a study in which a student individually or as a part of group. So it can be an individual project, it can be a group project where they collect all the information in a systematic order, and they put it in a the purpose, whatever the objective, whatever my topic will be there. So on that topic, they will be putting all their details in a systematic manner. So that is called as project. So whenever the students, they do, whenever the teacher gives the project in the class, it is the educational purpose. It encourages the students to learn actively, engaging in the real world. It's very important whenever we are giving the project, we need to see that there should be a real life connect with the project, so that when they are doing the project, they will analyze that social science is one of the very, very important subject which they are going to, like, which they are learning. So as a social science teacher, we need to be very, very clear that what we are giving to our student, how we are going to connect those topics with the real life. It offers benefits that enhance the learning experience. Definitely when they will be doing project nowadays, there are a lot of platforms available where they will copy, cut, paste. But I am a teacher, how I will be more smarter than, not even more, if I am smarter 0.1% than the student, I need to see that what is the extra question on the project I will be giving, where the students will use their own analytical skills and they will be analyzing the project and they will put their own point of view. Because now it's very important that I need to develop 21st century 3 C's, which are very important. Please use your chat box and let me know who all knows which are these 3 C's which are very, very important. What are these 3 C's stand for? One I have already given, that is critical thinking. What are other two? What are other 2 C's? Come on, teachers. We use communication, critical thinking, and creative is there, but one C which is very important. Collaboration. Yes, Sandhya ma'am. Yes, very nice. Okay. So these 3 skills are very, very important. If the student can use these 3 skills, definitely they are learning 21st century skills. And CBSE also put emphasis on these 3 skills. And when I do the project, this is the fact. Okay. This is the fact which says that project learning increases long-term retention of knowledge by 20%. Students, when they work on the project, are meaningful, which relates with their culture, which relates with their future. Those projects definitely will embark on their learning. So there are different types of project. standard project-based learning, project-based learning, challenge-based learning, inquiry-based learning, then STEM, which is totally for science and mathematics teacher. But today I will be covering only about interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary. So when we talk about the project, why project is very important. Social science, social studies is a subject that lets itself with the project-based learning, which inculcates, promotes, upholds the principle of learning by experiment. It's very important that we need to do a lot of experiment. It's not only the science subject which does the experiment. It is social science also, where the deep learning is very important. Deep analyzing is very important. Project work can be seen as an experimental learning process where the students will learn holistic as well as educational. So there will be overall development when we do the project. So let's move into my topic. So I hope everyone understood, like, why we do the project and what is the importance of project. Now its main topic, which I am going to cover, which is interdisciplinary project. First, let's cover interdisciplinary project. So interdisciplinary project involves the collaboration and integration of knowledge. When we talk about interdisciplinary, it is a collaboration and integration of knowledge, theories, methodologies for multiple academic disciplines. So what is academic disciplines? It is nothing but it is about the sub-subjects, what they are talking about. It feels the tackle how complex problems can be simplified. Then it gains a more comprehensive understanding of particular subject or the issue. So whenever as a teacher, when I give the project, it's very important that how they are going to understand the subject very well. So as a teacher, it is very, very important for me how I am going to give instruction. So teachers here, the teachers plays a very important role by giving a proper instruction. I cannot give one instruction and I cannot expect 10 things from the student. If I am expecting 10 things my student should do, then I should be giving 10 instruction to them. After all, whether they are 10 standard, whether they are 9 standard, at the end they are student and they only do whatever we are giving. So as a teacher, it is very important for me that how a complex problem I will be dealing in a very simplified manner. So let's take an example where I'll be telling you about how I can interdisciplinary, like, how it plays. So interdisciplinary, now when we talk about social science interdisciplinary project, so till grade 8, we are having 3 main subjects that is under the sub-subject of social science, that is your civics. And in grade 9th and 10th, civics is called as democratic politics. Then we have geography and history. But in grade 10th and 9th, we have economics also. So I'll be going in a larger extent, that is economics also I'll be taking into picture. But the topic which I have given, yes, it is from grade 10th, but grade 5th also is having roadways, railways, how trade happens. So how exploring, if suppose, for example, if I am giving the project under the interdisciplinary, for example, I have given the project as exploring, my topic is exploring globalization. So when I'm going to give exploring globalization, I need to connect the globalization with geography, economics, history, and definitely there will be a cultural change also, which is called as sociology. We can say it as social as a whole. So when I talk about in geography, so in geography, the students will be doing the research and create a world map, or if I want to go in a very little subtopic, I can take an example of only doing India map, highlighting where all this economic hubs, extra cultural exchange is happening. So how people started moving across the regions from one state to another state, from rural India, why the people moved, migrate into the urban area. So those things, wherever the geographical aspect is coming, those things are going to come under the geography. Economics, as we call economics, we know that wherever the money is involved, or wherever the export import is involved, those topics are economics topics. So when we talk about globalization under economics, I'll be talking about international trade. I'll be talking how the job market has been created, how because of all this economic inequality is being reduced. So these all topics can come under the globalization as an economic subject. Then when I talk about historical reasons, so I will start analyzing about the Silk Route. I will be talking about colonization, industrial revolution. Because of these also the movements of goods happen. Not only movements of goods, political, the other countries, the rich countries, for example, how we were under the British rule. So colonization happened. So these all will give they will start analyzing and they will put into the globalization process in 20th century and 21st century. So it's not only about the movements of goods and services, it's about how the diseases also moved from one place to other place. So these all will come under the history. And then cultural exchange is nothing but the traditional culture, language, identity. And if you want to put civics also under this, you can put about the rules, the laws other countries follow. So this is the interdisciplinary. So what is interdisciplinary? I need to connect all my sub-subjects under one topic, that is called as interdisciplinary projects. Okay, now teachers, please use your chat box and guess what is this project about. If you see this picture, what project comes in your mind? Yes, come on, teachers, waiting for your response. With this picture, what do you think? What will be the topic for the interdisciplinary project? Very good, Jaya ma'am. Sustainable development. Very, very good. Environmental project. Save yes. So this all, if in a larger area, when I see it is a sustainable development. So when go green, yes, that is also correct. But these all subtopics, whatever teachers you have written, those all comes under the sustainable development. So if I talk about sustainable development in geography, I can give the students to even I can give them to make the poster. If not poster, anything which the topics related to human activities, how impact of human activities on environment, conservation of natural resources, these all topics can come under geography. Economics, so economics, how a sustainable practice affect the economic growth, because economics, as I told you, economics is all about contribution towards the country, GDP of the country, or how the economy is growing because of one particular thing. So in economics, I will be talking about green industry. I can talk about special economic zone. I can talk about MNCs, when MNCs come in India. So what are the negative impacts? So all those things are going to come under economics. Even sorry, by mistake it is written science. Science will be multidisciplinary. So political science, when I talk about political science, it's all about discussion and agreement. Like for example, they can talk about Paris Agreement, they can talk about role of government in promoting the sustainability. And history, I can talk about why the concept of sustainable development came into picture. What is the historical background? So this is how I'm going to take one topic which is there in my syllabus and how I'm going to interconnect all the sub-subjects of my social science. So that is called as interdisciplinary projects. Any doubt, teachers? Any doubt? Shall I move towards multidisciplinary projects? Please put your thumbs up so that I can ensure that you all are there in the meeting. I hope everyone has understood the interdisciplinary. Okay, let's move to the multidisciplinary. So now multidisciplinary, with the word itself, multi means several, okay, more. So how I am going to connect multidisciplinary projects with other subjects? So now interdisciplinary, what was interdisciplinary? I am connecting my topic with the subjects of social science itself. Now, when I talk about multidisciplinary, it is a connection of the subject with other subject. So approach where various disciplines or the fields of study are studied independently, but in parallel. Okay, the topic, one topic is there, and how parallelly I am going to cover all other subject. That is called as multidisciplinary project. In this approach, there may be a strong emphasis combining, integrating these projects in the form of holistic understanding of the topic. So now, like, excuse me. Now, always, like, you have one question as a social science by the student, like, students ask why we are learning social science. So these interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary is answer for them. So you can tell every subject is very important, whether it is English, whether it is science, whether it is math, because every subject is interconnected with each other. So multidisciplinary projects, as I told you, that it connects with the various subjects. For example, if I take one example as water, okay, water. In geography, I will be talking about sources of water, different water bodies, how to locate them in the map. All those are geographical aspects. When I go to maths, how water topic can be connected with mathematics. So measurement of volume of water, concept, like, how water is measured. Even, like, when I'm talking about water, I can talk in mathematics, what is the ground level water in one state. For example, now Maharashtra state, under Ek Bharat Shresh Bharat, Maharashtra state is connected with Sikkim. So I can connect both the state and what is the groundwater level. Okay, the students can draw the pie chart or the bar graph, and then they can represent it. So these all are, like, how I'm going to connect each subject. When I talk about art, so they can make the poster, okay, save water, or, like, sources of water, anything. So when they are creatively, they are doing, it is an art form. Languages, when I talk about English and Hindi, they can do a creative writing, but in what? So whatever in a mathematics, suppose, for example, if mathematics, they are doing the bar graph and other things, so those things, how they are going to write it. Okay, so you can, as an English teacher, I can judge on their creative writing, or, like, analytical skills. Grade 10, they have analytical skill. So those things I can write on that. Then science. So science, again, like, concept of float and sink, property of water, waterborne diseases, water cycle. So this is how I can connect. Then if you give grade 10th, even till grade 8th, the computer is one of the compulsory subject till grade 9. So for computers, you can give them in mathematics, whatever bar graph and pie chart they are doing, they can do it in a computer. So your ICT is also connected with the subjects. So this is how multidisciplinary. So main difference between the multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary is, multidisciplinary, remember, multi, I need to connect all the subjects which my school is offering. And interdisciplinary is nothing but where I will connect with only my subject, the 3 or the 4 subjects which are under social science. Okay, teachers, come on again. I want some of the hands should be raised. Let's communicate with each other. What do you think about this project? Please raise your hand, teachers. What do you think this project is about? I don't know, ma'am, your name, Samsung SM. Land pollution, teachers are writing in the chat box also. Child labor, say
Child
no
labor.
to the plastic. Child labor. Yes, Tanya, ma'am.
It's child labor.
Child labor. Okay, so all those things are correct. But
Waste
according
management.
to, what I thought of when I have taken this picture, I thought of, like, let's move to the poverty. But I will not say you all are wrong. Everyone is correct. This all is your own point of view. But poverty, how, like, if suppose I'm talking about poverty. how poverty is connected with different subjects. Okay, when I talk about economics, I can talk about poverty alleviation programs, economic policies. Okay, how the government has come up with various economic policies to remove poverty from the country. Languages, when I talk about languages, Hindi and English, they can talk about, like, they can write essays, they can write beautiful kavita bhi aaram se likh sakte hain bacche Hindi mein. English mein they can write about articles, newspaper articles, they can write, they can see around themselves, like, where all they see the poor people, what are the hard living of the poor people, and you can give them to write a newspaper article which can, like, and you can tell the best article, I will share it with the newspaper so your article can come. So this is how we need to boost the student. So there should be always some boosting factor from our side to the student, that if your work is excellent, what is the, like, what benefit apart from the marks, what are the different benefits. You can tell them, like, you can write the blogs. Okay, now the students are very much, like, into the blog writing and other things. So you can encourage the students, like, giving them, like, different space where their articles and other things can be posted. Mathematics, definitely they will do the statistical analyze, they can calculate the poverty level, they can urban people, rural people, they can compare the differences. Then art, they can do the paintings and other things. Then scientific science, they will definitely, like, how they can these poverty, like, scientific aspects, when the poverty alleviation programs are going to come into picture, what are, like, impact on health, why they need to make the hospitals, why the education needs to be given, so nutritional level, access to clean water. So what is the thought process? So whenever it is the thought process coming into the picture, your science comes into the easily you can include the science as your in science you can add as a subject. Then now we know what is the difference between interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary project. Tanya ma'am, you have any question? Your hand has been raised.
No, ma'am, sorry that it kept raising. I have to
Okay, no issues, ma'am, no issues. Okay, so now what are the general steps while making the project? When I'm giving the instruction in the class, what things as a teacher I need to be very, very prompt enough of giving the instruction? If you remember in the beginning of the session, I told as a teacher, it's very, very important that how my instructions will be in the class. So creating or providing the situation, whenever I'm giving the topic, I need to have first, I need to research on the topic. I need to have full knowledge about the subject topic, so that I can give the student clear instruction that what are the methods they will follow, what are the steps they are going to follow, which is definitely which will help the students to make an excellent project. Then the selection of project. So I need to give the insight about the topic, why I have chosen, apart from giving them a reasoning that because it is a CBSE mandatory, I have given the project. No, apart from why the CBSE had made this as a mandate project topic. So I need to have my own research work first done, and then I need to deliver in the class that how they are going to do it. Then planning. Okay, children should plan out the whole project under the guidance of the teacher. So in between, like, suppose for example, if you have given the project and you have given the timeline of 10 or 15 days, I should not keep like, sit back and I will wait for 15th day when the students are going to come and ask, give their project. In between, I need to reinforce them. I need to tell them where you have reached. Have you done this much? So as a teacher, I need to be very actively taken part in the discussion, and I need to ask them where they have reached, what group, like, have you done the groups, have you allocate the work in the group? So these all things in between the class every day, 2 minutes or 10 seconds also if I ask. So students will also understand, okay, ma'am is expecting these all. That's the reason every day ma'am is asking whether the project has been done or not done. And what is the advantage of asking, like, them? You will get your project on time. If we are like, if we give project and 10 days we are keeping quiet ourselves, the 11th day, trust me teacher, the entire class will not give the project. Execution, step by step, I need to tell the students, at least, like, for example, now I have showed you two examples, and two examples, like, where we have done the discussion. So what is the planning? Planning needs to be very perfect. And then how they are going to execute, as I told you, whether they are 9th standard, whether they are 10th standard, after all they are student, and they don't know what is my expectation. So it's very important, as a teacher I need to tell them how they need to execute. Then evaluation process, definitely before, as a teacher, when I'm going to review, I need to tell them what is my rubric. Very, very important. On what basis your project is going to judge, or what basis you're going to get the marks. So recording is nothing but where the students are going to write everything. And this is especially for grade 9 to 12, where, like, the projects we need to train them for Viva. But I will suggest from grade 7th also you can do the Viva, where you can ask the student a little questions in grade 5, 6. Okay, so from where you have taken, what is the main objective of your project, what you have learned from the project. So this will give them an idea that ma'am is not only collecting the project, she's going to ask some questions also. So when this will be there, so definitely they will understand that, yes, okay, so they will put their own thought process. They will read the, even if they are going to copy from Google and they will paste it, at least they will have some knowledge about their project, because they knew that when they will be as a group or as an individual, when they are going to give their project, ma'am is going to ask or sir is going to ask some of the questions. So let's prepare us. So it's very, very important that we need to create Viva based questions, some general questions where the students will definitely start looking into. See, copy paste, we as a teacher also, we also do certain things, but we read the content so that if certain questions are going to ask by the students, we are well prepared. So same thing, students also, they copy paste, because as I told you, there are various platforms which are available in Google, in internet. So they will definitely they will do. But when we are preparing them for the Viva, and if I tell that your project will be assessed for 1 marks Viva question, at least they will make sure that they will read their project, and then they will be like, prepare about the topic. At least they will aware about the topic, what is topic about. What are the good features? Okay, how I, as a teacher, how, like, I will be telling that these are, like, the good project. Definitely the project which is having creative and innovation, there should be some creativity, there should be creative. Suppose the poverty is the subject, okay, the topic which is given. So how the student is coming with the cover page, how the student is coming with the inside, how, what are the creativeness they have used, apart from only writing, whether they have used the mind map, whether they have used the whether they have used the concept map to show, they have used the pointers. So it's very, very important. Then how they have relayed their topic with the real world. So as I told you, your project, whatever topic you're giving, it's very important that you need to give 2 or 3 questions out of your project, where the student will write how it is, like, how it is related with real life. Then active learning is nothing but, like, all the they will be actively doing it by their own with the help of the teacher. Then collaboration and teamwork, when they are doing in a group, so they learn to collaborate with each other, because after all, when they will start working, or, like, when they go to college, There will be no individual work. They need to collaborate with the people. So we are preparing, like, we are preparing them as a holistic development, which we are giving as a teacher and as a school. So it is very important that apart from the individual project, we need to give projects which are in a pair, which are in a group. It's very, very important. Then they should critically think about the project. There should be inquiry based learning, where, like, they will inquire it, they will, like, learn it themselves, and they will put their point. And multidisciplinary learning should be there, so that there should be a long term retention. So the benefit is nothing but real world relevance. They will be actively learning, critical thinking, inquiry based learning, collaboration, creativity, and ownership. Ownership is nothing but when they themselves are owners to complete their project. Definitely, as a teacher and the mentor, I will be giving them important points and other things, but it is very important. So the good project is nothing but where, when I as a teacher, please remember teachers, when I as a teacher, when I give instruction in a class, then only you will get a good project. But if as a teacher, if your project, if you're not getting your project on time, or if you're not getting project how you are expecting, somewhere as a teacher, I need to introspect myself, whether my instructions in the class did not go well. That's the reason I'm getting these type of the project. Instead of only blaming the students, it is always important that I need to introspect myself. And as a teacher, it is very important that I need to introspect. Maybe, like, I fail to give the right instruction, I fail to my expectation, what I'm asking from my student. So a good project will have an understanding the topic, research the topic. The student needs to research the topic. They need to sketch the outline, like, they need to have, okay, my first page will be index, followed by the introduction of the project, followed by different things, like, the topics which needs to be covered. There should be some of the pictures. There should be I should be doing the mathematical analyze. I need to give some of the examples which are relevant. So these all things are very important. And then they need to brainstorm their idea, and keeping it creative is very important. So I hope I have achieved my objective of taking interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary project. Teachers, if you have any doubts, you can raise your hand.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, Jyoti ma'am.
मैम सॉरी, आज मैं बहुत सुबह से याद था मुझे, बट नाउ आई फॉरगॉट। अभी एकदम से मुझे याद आया, बट कैन वी गेट योर वीडियो ऑन यूट्यूब?
Yes, ma'am. Today I have recorded my session, because last time I got the feedback that please, ma'am, record your session.
Yes.
So I have recorded my session. So
Okay.
I'll be giving to Matthew sir, and sir will post in the group.
Okay, ma'am. So much thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Any other doubt, teachers? Any other doubt? Please raise your hand if you have any doubt. I'll be sharing one Google link. Please fill the Google link. It will help me to introspect myself. So I request everyone to fill the Google link. It is a feedback form. So please, teachers, fill. It will definitely give me the I have a question. Let me take the questions. Okay. Ma'am, multidisciplinary project should be the topic, class topic. Yes, ma'am, always the multidisciplinary project, whatever you're taking. So it is always better that you all subject teachers, suppose, for example, if you're taking for grade 10th, or, like, I'll go with the lower session classes. So if it is a grade 6, so all grade 6 subject teachers, please sit together and take out one common topic which is there in SST, maths, English, and all. English and Hindi, you can leave it, because they can do the creative writing. So majorly look for social science, maths, and science, which are common topic, and then decide on. Ma'am, please, I need your help whether we have a blueprint for grade 10th SST exam. No, ma'am, but I can take one session, especially for grade 9th and 10th, for how you can make the blueprint for SST. Definitely, I can take on that. So thank you, Gayatri ma'am. Thank you. It's really like, small motivation helps me to come up with some new topics. Thank you, Gayatri ma'am. No questions. Either you have, as I always tell, if there is no question, there will be only two situations. I am good enough to make the objective of the session very clearly, or my students are not attentive during the session.
No, ma'am, all the doubts are clear. So that's
Okay,
why no
thank you.
questions.
Thank you, ma'am. And please, everyone, fill the Google form.
Ma'am, it was really a useful session, and we look forward for the session how to handle the 10th standard and how to give the training for MCQs and
Yes,
case-based
ma'am.
questions.
Definitely, ma'am. I'll schedule the meeting after taking permission from Matthew sir, and I'll be taking the next session on blueprints and preparing grade 10 students. I can take that.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yes. So if you have filled the Google form, you can leave the session. And if you want to share your opinion on anything, or if you want to ask what are the different ways we can give projects in language. Languages.
அண்ணா கிட்ட சொல்லு நம்ம வண்டி ரெடியா நம்ம வண்டிக்காக ஆன மட்டும் வெயிட் பண்றானோ.
Gayatri ma'am, I can understand Tamil, please.
அண்ணா போறால நான் போகணுமான்னு கேளு.
Gayatri ma'am, please mute yourself. Okay, so languages, definitely languages, you can have role plays, you can make the students to do the descriptive writing, creative writing, then they can make the posters, they can do the slogan, then they can do the mind maps. So whatever other subjects, like, you can definitely use all those things in the languages also. So it is no restriction on any subject that we can do only these things in languages, or I can do only these things in maths or SST. Everything can be incorporated. Only we need to be little bit like, critically we need to think how I will be giving to my student. Thank you, teachers. Really, like, it's a weekend, and I'm so happy that almost 85 plus teachers have joined the session. So it really gives me the motivation for coming up with the new topics. Thank you, teachers. Thank you. Please fill the feedback. Yes, Gayatri ma'am, definitely within 15 days, I'll be coming up with the session. Let me ask sir's permission, and I'll be coming up with the session. If you all have done the feedback form, please, you can leave the session and I can end. Can I end the meeting? If all of you give me the permission, please. If you are we done with the feedback form? Yes. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Good night. Have a nice weekend. Thank you.